Alright, you guys, I'm coming today with a special video. I want to talk about a question that we've all widely pondered. Is Bryce Mitchell racist? Following the recent controversies and just his persona, I'm sure that we've all weighed the question in our head. Is Bryce Mitchell racist? So I'm here to clear the air and dissect the facts and get to the truth as to whether or not this Arkansas man would accept me at his dinner table or not, or if he would chase me out of the house with a torch or a 12 gauge. Let's get right into it. So, we're going to go through Bryce's sins that may make him racist. And this is Bryce Mitchell here. So he went on podcasts and he talked about how he would have gone fishing with a German painter. And this is not cool. But, so this is my thing about the whole thing. There's something there. Not necessarily like his point, but the history, especially after the FBI and Argentina released the painter files that showed that the painter's army was like broken up through Argentina. There's like conspiracy and like the facts need to be gone through, but it just seems like him and Kanye West are people who are trying to think critically about things that are literally impossible to talk about. I'm having to edit this video down because I keep on saying the H word, you guys. So like, I feel like he should do the research and maybe keep a lot of it to himself. The platform of a podcast may not be the place for him to share these types of ideas with the world, and he's being chastised for it publicly and being called a racist. So this is what people are making him out to be because he said things on the podcast. He also hangs out with Sean Strickland. And I mean, you see the podcast clips of him like praising, the painter, and then you see him with Sean Strickland goofing off in the gym, and Sean Strickland's weighing in on this and saying that he's talking to Bryce Mitchell and they're having conversations about it. I mean, Bryce Mitchell is just a generally like pretty jovial person, but I think that he is actually friends with Sean Strickland, and so that doesn't really look good for this like persona that he's building as a country boy, and the fact that he's saying these things, this is his general yee-yee-ism, the flat earthing stuff, he doesn't speak proper English. He's from Arkansas. This is a 10% black town. Like, this guy is a southerner, bro. Like, heavy country accent, bro. Like, this is a country fellow, bro. And, like, this doesn't really help his case, honestly. And the last thing that we'll discuss for his sins that may make him racist, but it's not really something he can help, the yeeism. But this is something that he could help. And, like, this was a choice that he made. He won. I feel like the most racist thing that he could have done after saying the thing that he did on the podcast was coming out and apologizing for it, because I feel like the verbiage was definitely being twisted to make him look worse in like the things that he actually said on the podcast. And whenever he apologized, he's basically saying, yes, this is exactly as you said it was. I am a bad person and I am wrong. I am sorry for the things that I have said. I retract my statements. And then he goes on to other podcasts and then other interviews and he doubles down on it. And he talks about his like German heritage and how he's proud of it. That's another angle here. But just stay with me now, because where I'm going with this may surprise a lot of you guys, honestly. I want to talk about now reasons why Bryce Mitchell cannot be racist, bro. And this is Bryce Mitchell looking all smug, bro. He's a devout Christian, okay? Forgiveness is a hallmark like value of his faith. This guy, he is into forgiving people. That's his thing. I also had a video resource too. Here, let me pull it up.
But what I'm not ever going to say is I'm going to cut a gay person's head off. In fact, I'll die for a gay person's right. That's right.
So, feeling this way, I don't understand how people can say that he is racist, bro. Because he literally believes in forgiveness so much that even if he vehemently disagrees with your lifestyle, I mean, based upon choice, I guess, this is the division to be made between that and race. But I mean, like, dude, this guy seems to be like a very inclusive and like caring person about like all people in all walks of life. He's very big on like the fact that God has given us all life and that he's created all of us. So, I mean, dude, like, that's a big deal. Another thing that I will point to is the fact that he's been battling lawmakers lately over the fact that he wants to sell raw milk and like his like livestock animals that he slaughters himself to his community to make sure that they have clean products that he has raised himself. And he's mad because the government won't allow him to do this. And this is like a huge like point of contention with him and his local government. lately because he just wants to be able to put on for his community. And I'm not sure if like people who come to his doorstep and want to eat some of his strawberries, if he cares if they're black or not, honestly. I think he'd sell me some strawberries or like a chicken or something. Like I would be into it, bro, or like some eggs. And I know that Bryce Mitchell probably wouldn't tax me for those eggs too, bro. It seems like a good guy. So this is another thing that supports this, bro. He does charity out of like a desperate desire, I feel like, to help his community. Like he's always talking about how he's gonna give to children's hospitals and how he's gonna build things in his hometown and how he's gonna like give money to struggling families in his hometown. And just by happenstance, some of those families may be black, and he wouldn't restrict his amenities to them just because of the fact that they're not his same skin color. Hispanic, whatever, dude, you know? Doesn't matter. I feel like Bryce Mitchell isn't on that type of timing, bro. I feel like the media is painting him away, and it's good that he's being allowed to voice his opinions by the UFC, because I feel like that's honestly helping with damage control. Like if he got smacked, like, you know, the NBA organization or the NFL organization would have done to one of their athletes if they came forth and said this. I mean, I feel like that would have hurt his public perception a lot worse, bro, if there was like actually sanctions against him for the fact that he said this. This is just kind of a brash opinion that he has. I mean, I don't really know how to feel about it, honestly. I feel like my opinion is I am not in a position to tell this man that he shouldn't be proud of his German heritage. But at the point of him making it my problem or impeding on my pursuit of happiness because of the fact that he feels that way, then it's an issue. But he doesn't do that. So that's the reason why I'm making this video. And, bro, a black man holds mitts for him, bro. In Arkansas, he went on the Jackson podcast, too, bro. If he really wasn't about, like, hanging out with black people, he wouldn't be doing any of these things, bro. Alright. So I want you to take a look at this, bro. This man is in his hometown, hitting mitts. Look at what the guy who's holding his pads looks like. And I can't show this footage because it's from Embedded from a couple of years ago, but, dude, the guy who's holding his pads and is wearing his shirt in this video is speaking so highly of Bryce Mitchell and just telling the camera what a good guy he is, man. So, I mean, I'm not sure if that's to be taken with a grain of salt. If this is literally from, like, a time whenever he wasn't even relevant. I'm not even sure if he had the camo. He did have the camo shorts. This was the Barbosa fight. So, I mean, lesser known, definitely. And, like, people are still revering the fact that he was just been a pillar of his community. So I don't like the fact that people are dragging him for the fact that he's just messed up and did something stupid, bro. And if it goes any further than what he had said publicly already, then like maybe we kind of go back to the drawing board on this. But I think the official verdict is that we kind of give him a pass. Another thing, bro, kind of blocking this. Dude, he made a rap song over No Complaints by the Migos, like the instrumental of that song. So he messes with the Migos, bro. And if you don't know about that, then Bryce Mitchell is literally more tapped in than you are. And that's crazy. Rip Takeoff. That's another reason why you can't be racist, bro. Because it actually kind of bumps, bro. Like if you play it, it kind of like... I'm lying, bro. This song is absolute buns, bro. But I mean, it's cool. Bryce Mitchell is tapped in. He did that for the Utes, bro, in Searcy, Arkansas. So shout out to him, man. He also played basketball in high school. And I feel like this is the last piece of evidence that I need. Because growing up in the South, playing in like a... Even if you are at a predominantly white school, if you're on the basketball team, dude, like you're going to be seeing some brothers, bro. And he was probably playing with them and like... He's probably getting good runs in. He probably plays pickup basketball. And he doesn't really care who's on the court, bro. He'll ball up, bro. Bryce Mitchell is him. And that's why the closing statement that I want to make is going to be... Beat Gene Silva, bro. Beat Gene Silva. Bryce Mitchell, we are with you, bro. We are with you. I'm all in on this, bro. I picked him in like the predictions video. Bryce Mitchell, I'm with you, gang. Win or lose, bro, like, you're my boy. So check back with me on Monday, guys. I will either be retiring or even more into Bryce Mitchell. So, I will catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed the video up until this point, please like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you fellas. Peace out.